There is a wealth of information in tiny books. And one of those tiny books just surfaced in my life again. It was a book that I had read 20 years ago and it just resurfaced. I find it very useful. It's called All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. Welcome to Calm in the Chaos Interfaith Center, where guidelines for living often reflect similar values, no matter what religion, spiritual center, or kindergarten they came from. We may think that a good person is a good person, but that's called judgmental binary thinking because few people I know have it all together and do everything that is for the good of humankind. I certainly have a lot to strive for in that area. Defining a good person can be difficult because it is such a judgmental call that many of us will differ in our definition. Some may say if the person lies, but the lie results in a good outcome for many with no one getting hurt, it's okay. Some might agree that killing another human being is valid if the person committed a crime that was heinous, even though the people hold the belief that thou shalt not kill. See, there's a story of a young boy whose mother collapsed in their living room. He couldn't find the cell phone, so he went out on the sidewalk and tried flagging down someone to help. Car after car went whizzing by, ignoring or not seeing the young guy. So eventually he picked up a brick from the front garden and threw it at the next car, hitting the door squarely. The driver of the car, of course, pulled over, jumped out of the car, while the boy yelled, "My mother needs help! Help us, mister, help us!" Luckily, the driver was the sort of person who let the boy grab his hand and lead him into the house. He called 911 and waited until the ambulance arrived. Now, out of context, saying that a boy threw a brick at a moving car sounds as though punishment is in order. But was he a good person that day? It's so hard to make these decisions. This what we believe and what we know is tricky business. There are lines to be drawn, and in our current state of affairs, these boundaries of truth, justice, and goodness are wiggly, blurry, and always moving for many people. For instance, do I boycott a business that is owned by a board who failed to see the dangers of dismantling all training in diversity, equity, and inclusion? Well, yes, I did. Do I stop going to a favorite mom and pop restaurant because the mom and pop stand on the corner with Go Trump signs? Yes, I have. How do I handle the good guy, bad guy judgment call these days without being so binary and cutting everything into two parts, good and bad? Because nobody is all good or all evil. One of my strategies is to do exactly what I said, to stop spending some money where I disagree with the people who run the business. I speak with my purse, and I refuse to give a cent of profit to somebody who blatantly supports policies that hurt people I love and hurt people I don't even know. To ease my anger and keep the bile from rising high in my system, I turn sometimes to simple, easy to understand ideas, things that can ground me, things that have always been at the heart of what I think is a decent human being. So I'll share the things that author Robert Fulghum included in his lessons from kindergarten. Let's see how relevant they are or how they might hit a nerve. Number one, share everything. Now, some people might say this is pure communism, but I disagree. I look at this with the flavor of Ubuntu, a word that means I am because you are. Once more, the story of a visitor who was doing some sociology research put a basket of fruit near a tree across the yard from the children in a village, in a less industrialized culture. The researcher told the children he would count to three and then they were to run to the basket. The first child who touched the basket would win the basket of fruit. While he counted, the children grabbed one another's hands and ran together to touch the basket. When asked why they did not compete, the children answered, "Which one of us could be happy if the others were not?" Share. Number 2, play fair. This always reminds me of the lesson on the words fair and equal. When I was a child, my grandmother filled a shoebox for each of us kids as a Christmas present. She wrapped the shoeboxes in tin foil and put a bow on the top. Very festive. Inside the boxes were identical items, so it didn't matter which box was handed to which granddaughter. There was always Avon hand cream, a chapstick, a can of black olives. We all still adore those. And various other items that could be enjoyed by all of us. That's the definition of equal. We all get the same thing. Fair, on the other hand, means almost the same thing as equitable. Excuse me. It means to give each person what they need, not what the other person has. So playing fair means to give our sisters and brothers who are pushed out of the straight white Christian male model what they need to be healthy, fed, clothed, and housed. Number 3, don't hit people. I can't help it. The January 6th insurrection popped into my head when I first read these 3 words. Don't hit people. Just don't. We can change our world without violence. Violence, fear, hatred, they all go together. No more beating people on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. No more guns at the Capitol. Peaceful resistance, and lots of it. Number 4, put things back where you found them. From the household scissors to portraits in the White House. To be fair, some things do need to be taken down or replaced, but putting things back feels more relevant to having borrowed or used something that is someone else's. Put things back. Number 5, clean up your own mess. There are no words fit to speak on this. I'll just leave it right here. Clean up your own mess. Number 6, don't take things that aren't yours, like Greenland and Canada. It makes people angry with you. Doesn't this sound a little bit like the biblical commandment about not coveting your neighbor's wife and material things? Now, the flip side of that same coin is to be happy with what you have. Make the best of that. Figure out how to be comfortable, at ease, and okay with things as they are. It is so much more mentally healthy to do so. Number 7, say you're sorry when you hurt someone. It's one of the hardest things to do, but one of the necessary pieces of a healthy relationship with others. Before we can say, I'm sorry, we have to admit that we did something that hurt the other person. Own it. Be vulnerable enough to back off and apologize without explanation. Just apologize. Number 8, wash your hands before you eat. Is this metaphor for maintaining a healthy outlook? Perhaps. I mean, Dr. Fauci taught relentlessly about hand washing. But how about if we cleanse our hearts before we speak? Or cleanse our minds before we enact a change that affects others? Delve into the consequences of germy hands and all that the metaphor means before eating. Number 9, flush. I'll just take this to encompass everything about daily hygiene that keeps us and those around us healthy. Number 10, warm cookies and milk are good for you. I couldn't agree more. Now, I'll probably substitute a cup of hot water with honey in it, but this item calls to mind that we must engage in hygge, the Danish concept of snuggling in, creating a state of mind and a physical state where we can totally relax and feel safe. Fuzzy blankets, mac and cheese, wine, whatever it takes. Being mindful of how we care for our own sanity, our own physical being, and our relationship with others is critical in times of great stress and negative energy. Number 11, live a balanced life. Learn some and think some and draw and paint and sing and dance and play and work every day some. I know I've related this to you before. When someone approaches me for guidance or just to get something off their worry list, my 3 questions are these. Have you sung today? That just may be humming while you do the dishes. Have you danced today? That may be just wiggling around and stretching out while some great piece of music is playing. Have you prayed today? That's my balanced life. Figure out what keeps you balanced. Number 12, take a nap every afternoon. I used to think that napping was just for babies and great-grandparents. And then I remembered that heart doctors' research promotes a short daily nap. And the word siesta reemerged in my vocabulary. People with less emphasis on productivity and go lives take naps. Number 13, when you go out into the world, watch out, hold hands, and stick together. More than ever, we need one another to stick together. We need a tribe. We need a cohort, a belonging to make us feel safe. And for us to remember, we are not alone. Spend a lot of time with people who feel the way you do about the day, about the way the world is, about lunch, just about real things. And when you spend that time, spend most of it in positive engagements, playing cards, snacking around a campfire. Protect yourself from wallowing in political mud. And number 14, the last one, be aware of wonder. Did you miss last week's God Talk? It was all about wonder and awe. The birds are still singing. The tulips are blooming. The sun shows up every day. Let's not forget that we are part of a beautiful world that has been going on for millennia. Millennia before us and will continue after us. Thank you, Robert Fulghum, for these timeless reminders. Blessings on everyone.